friends, welcome back to Beer and Beauty. It's Kasha. I don't even know how to start this video. As many of you guys may know, that the events happening across the country and even across the world are painful and difficult and messy, but strangely activated. So happy to see as much solidarity for my friends as there is. I honestly didn't think there would be as much solidarity as there is. And the fact that there is so much brings me a lot of hope. Brings me a lot of hope that we can have these messy conversations that will hopefully bring us together. You know, how do I thought about not even having a favorites video because I felt like how do you even have a favorites video in this moment? Well, I thought that it just so happens the things that are my favorites this month are ways to show solidarity for my friends who are Black and Indigenous and people of color. And I swear I didn't plan it this way, it just kind of, I don't know, it all came together this way. But I just so happen to love a couple things in the month of May. I think that my friends and viewers on the internet would enjoy too, and perhaps it can be a way to support each other right now. So I hope this is helpful and fun. I'm wearing my Black Lives Matter shirt that I made myself the other day that I hope to wear in solidarity on the internet for you guys, as well as I'm gonna wear it out today. So I hope that we can have some fun and talk about our favorite things and the things that I've been loving in the month of May. So I guess, but first, today's libation of the day, and I wish I had a Black-owned beer company to share with you. I know a really good one is actually a company called White Lion from Springfield, Massachusetts, which is very close to where I grew up. And there's actually a Black-owned beer company called War Cloud. War Cloud is from LA, I think, and I'm definitely interested in checking them out too. But the beer that I'm enjoying today it's from San Diego, so it is local. It's from Carl Strauss Brewing Company. It's called Aurora Hopialis. Cheers. Oh, I love me a good, nice, bright, delicious IPA. For California, this is actually very West Coast. It's not as juicy as like a New England beer usually would be, but it's still like bright and like citrusy and fruity, and I love it, so cheers to that. But the first thing I'd love to talk to you about today is a show that I enjoyed in the beginning half of May. When I was visiting Massachusetts, I was able to watch this entire series, or the first season. I don't think the second season's available or is out yet. I think there is going to be a second season, but before I ramble too much, the name of the show is called Watchmen, and it's on HBO. When I was visiting Mike, he has HBO at his house. I was able to watch the whole series, and my goodness, is it amazing. I think this is a great show for a lot of people to watch right now in this moment because it is so dense. There's so much happening in this show. As I talked a lot about this show with my friends, they didn't even realize that some of the events that took place in the show were actually real, especially because Watchmen is a superhero show, and it's about a dystopian present. So what that means is a fantasy version of our present day world that is surreal and not necessarily good. There is a lot of talk about race, a lot of talk about police brutality and injustice and vigilantism and uprisings and existentialism, and there's just so much to absorb and so much to talk about. I never knew how relevant it was going to be for me to see this show before everything unfolded in the last week. If you are like me and loves HBO and loves a show that is well written and with the way that they talked about this was bold, especially because as I spoke about this very heavy, very layered story with my friends and we discussed it, a lot of them didn't even know that the Tulsa massacre that happens in the beginning of this series is actually a true event. It's really strange the way this world, this version of reality, touches elbows with our world but is still its own reality, but somehow messy race relations are still a big part of it. I really admire their boldness. I really admire the way the show was written, how deeply it considered so many things, how different it is from the movie. It is not the same thing as the movie. Now that I'm looking back at the movie, I don't know if I like the movie as much as I like this show. I definitely like the show better than I like the movie, even though I barely remember the movie. But the cast is incredible. My favorite characters are, of course, Sister Knight. Looking Glass is a great character. Oh, who's the cop lady? Who's the detective? What's her name? Agent Blake. Agent Blake is a great character. She's very no bullshit. I really appreciate her frankness. Sometimes it's a little comical, but then again, it is a comic book based show, so that makes sense. I loved Red Scare. He's kind of there for like strange moments of levity, but I appreciate how intense he is. I like his character. Hooded Justice is another really intense character, but I appreciate how brutal he is and his goal of seeking justice. So many interesting subplots in the way that they intertwine with each other. I can't really get into it because I'll be talking all night long, but I don't know, guys. I think everybody should check out Watchmen. I think it's a really good show. It's interesting how fictional worlds just encourage us to reconsider our actual world through a lens that allows us to come to conclusions I don't know that we would in a world that was not our world. I don't know if that makes any sense. All I can say is everybody check out Watchmen. It's a really good show. I loved it and it's really gripping. And if anybody wants to have a conversation with me, get at me and slide into my DMs. I'd love to discuss this further because it's so dense. It's so dense. I think I want to watch it again because it is another one of those HBO shows that is like incredibly dense and so much going on. You can miss things. Actually, I had to rewatch a lot of the episodes because I felt like I missed things and I didn't want to miss anything. So it's really good. I highly encourage it. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is, again, related to my homemade skincare. As you guys may know from some of my previous videos, I've gotten into making homemade skincare. Everybody knows about Korean beauty and how beautiful it is and how advanced and they just know things that we just don't know about skin and put it into their skincare for all of us to enjoy. But I think an aspect of skincare that the beauty world in general is sleeping on is African skincare. So a lot of the ingredients that I use in some of my homemade skincare, they're ingredients that have been beloved Africa for centuries, like in different parts of Africa, whether we're talking about the ingredients that I use most often are shea butter, argan oil, castor oil, marula oil, cocoa butter, neem oil, African black soap. In Africa they've been using these ingredients for hundreds of years. And I think people have been kind of sleeping on these ingredients. We need to stop sleeping on these ingredients because after making a couple of concoctions with some of these ingredients, my skin has not been so beautiful. Like, I use these ingredients primarily to make body butters and scrubs. So this is a whipped body lotion that I made that's made out of like mango butter, cocoa butter, shea butter, argan oil, a lot of marula oil, a lot of anti-inflammatory oils that are a little bit of neem oil too, that have been just incredible on my skin. Super anti-inflammatory, really healing. A little bit of sun protection in some of these ingredients as well. This is like a cocoa butter blend, but there's a lot of shea butter in here too, coconut oil, also marula oil, also argan oil. This is a blend of ingredients that I put together for my sister who is pregnant. So it's meant to keep skin really moisturized and retain its elasticity. So it is incredible for all those things, but also this is a coffee scrub I made, and this one's also got a bunch of shea butter in it and coconut oil and mango butters, a little neem oil, a little bit of castor oil. I've just been in love with the way my skin looks on my arms and legs. As somebody that has been plagued by psoriasis on my arms and legs and my scalp and breaky hair, some of these ingredients have been all but life-changing. They know about it in Africa. They just know. They've been using it for 100 years, and I think it's time that the Western world gives them some credit and checks this stuff out, because my skin, I don't know, my skin hasn't been this beautiful since I was a teenager. I guess I kind of want to show you guys. This looks extremely silly because for one, I kind of starting to get some stubble coming in, but this is really incredible to me that my legs absolutely have no eczema, no psoriasis, and even like if you're somebody that like struggles with eczema and psoriasis, you know that oftentimes they will leave like white splotches, and you can kind of see some evidence of that here, but even the white splotches are going away. Normally I have like big white splotches all over my legs. Haven't been this smooth and moisturized for so long. Like before this started, I was trying to see if there's any like evidence of maybe some psoriasis erupting, like, cause the thing about psoriasis is it never really goes away, it just kind of comes in waves. But there's kind of not really any, which is incredible to me. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. And yeah, here's the ingredients that I actually have that I use in my concoctions. These I got in a black-owned like beauty shop. I think it's called Fox Beauty Supply. Yeah, it's called Fox Beauty Supply, and it's in Tacoma, California. That's where I got these ingredients. I also am loving this cocoa butter that I got from Indira Imports, which is in Santiago here in Los Angeles. And of course, I got this neem oil. The neem oil has been especially incredible on my scalp. Like, it really kind of gives the antioxidants and the nourishment that my scalp needs. This is from a brand called African Angel. And I got this in another black beauty supply store. It's called Queen's Way, and it's also in Los Angeles. And I've been loving this. This is an argan oil that's got a great like price point. Just a 100% argan oil from Shea Moisture. Shea Moisture is also like another black-owned brand that has a great, like a beautiful backstory. Yeah, Shea Moisture was founded by a grandmother who used to harvest shea butter and make beauty concoctions and sell it in Africa. But I love Shea Moisture products too. I use their scrubs and their body butters a lot too. But this argan oil is just, it's a great price, and it's just really like a great texture. It's really nice and thin, really quick absorbing. And I'm gonna put some in my scalp right now. It has been super incredible in healing my scalp. I think that my psoriasis is almost completely gone on my scalp, and like on my scalp is where I've had psoriasis the longest. I think I've had psoriasis on my scalp since I was around like a child, like 8 or 9 or something like that, like since I was a child. And these incredible oils, these castor oils. Let me show you the castor oil I have. Castor oil and the avocado oil, and I even have a little marula oil from The Ordinary. They have been really incredible. Actually, sometimes I even put prickly pear oil, which is another great ingredient harvested in Africa that has been used there forever, and my skin loves it. Like every time I use this oil from Juice Beauty, this isn't like a purely prickly pear oil, but I think it's like a blend of oils, and this is really lovely. My skin loves this stuff. It really, when I wake up in the morning after putting this on my face, my skin is just beautiful. It's just like dewy and hydrated, and it's just a lovely oil. Love that one. But yeah, like African skincare, like we're sleeping on it, and it's really incredible. Life-changing even. For me, it's life-changing. So let's check it out, shall we? I highly encourage it, and like a lot of this stuff is really like great prices. Like this container of just organic shea butter that I use in some of my concoctions is just $6 for just raw shea butter. You could whip this up and use this alone as like a moisturizer. It's really amazing for hair as well as for, I just want to mess around with it. I love me some anti-inflammatory products. But yeah, it's just $6 for this huge tub, and the benefits go a long way, especially when you combine it with some like really nice carrier oils. Your skin, I mean, if you're a dry person like me and you've got problematic, like just like really temperamental skin, this stuff has been just life-changing. And my skin, I've never loved my skin so much. Like it's been, my skin has, because it's itchy and psoriatic and eczematic, has throughout my life given me lots of issues, and for the first time I feel like some of those issues are seriously under control, and if not like beautiful. Like my skin's just beautiful right now, so I'm very happy with it and I love it so much. Everybody check it out. As a matter of fact, if anybody like wants to tell me about other ingredients or other places I can source some great products to help me with my issues, my temperamental skin issues, I would love to hear about it. Yeah, I love learning about this stuff too. It's just so fascinating, so cool. And the third and last thing I'd like to talk about is something that, it's something I talked about it last month, but it's still something I'm doing because of my green hair, and I'm still enjoying my Juvia's Place palette. This is actually still my favorite Juvia's Place palette. This is such a good palette, the Try by Juvia's Place. It's so awesome with my green hair. I've been trying to give this palette a lot more love this month too. This is the Magic Mini by Juvia's. Not my favorite, honestly. There's a few nice green colors in here. I actually really love this Zuba color. It's beautiful. It doesn't really go with my hair as much, but I still absolutely love it. I still need to I have other Juvia's Place palettes I need to pull out as well. Big time. Beautiful black-owned brand. Like, what else can I say? Really amazing price points for these palettes as well. Yeah, and I'm wearing a lot of that stuff on my eyes today. And of course, this is one of my favorite palettes of all time. This is Pat McGrath Mothership 5 palette. Really expensive, and this is something that's been in my favorites countless times before, but it's just always just makes every look so special. I have a little bit of this color right here. This color is so these are the special shifting colors, but this one I'm using to give a little pizzazz in my inner corners, and of course this is my favorite red shade of all time. Beautiful palette. I cannot say enough. I love messing around with beautiful colors. But that is it, guys. Those are my May favorites. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know down in the comments if about some other beauty products or shows that might go well with what I talked about today that I should check out. I would love to hear. And I just want to say one other thing before I go. To my Black, Indigenous, and people of color friends, if there's another way you would like me to stand with you, I would love to hear from you. Please message me, email me. If there's something different you'd like me to do, or if there's another way I can stand with you, let me know. I would love to listen. Please distract me from the trolls on the internet who are trying to say that systemic racism isn't real and trying to gaslight people. I don't really want to talk to them. Or if you're somebody that would like to carry on this conversation in a respectful way, I welcome you to that too. Go ahead and message me. I would really love to hear from you. I promise to listen and be respectful as long as you promise to do the same for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I would love if you tell me down in the comments like some other great Black-owned beauty businesses or just beauty brands or just businesses in general that you guys think I might enjoy. I would love to hear about them, or anybody else in this community might enjoy hearing about as well. I would love to hear about that too. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I really enjoyed hanging out with you. I love you. I never say that because I always felt that that was kind of fake because I don't know everybody like that, but I do know that we're all human and that we're all trying our best, and that's good enough for me to love you. So I love you. Cheers. See you next time. Bye.